I'm Dr. Rick Green, Senior Medical Editor of General Surgery News, and we're coming to you from the Southeastern Surgical Congress meeting in New Orleans. And it's my great pleasure this morning to meet with a colleague and friend for many years, Dr. Eddie Cornwell, who's Chairman of Surgery at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Eddie, thanks for being with us.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
You know, you just finished a stint as Secretary of the American College of Surgeons, and you've been a chair and, of course, in academic surgery for many years. What do organizations mean to you, and certainly what do you try to tell your residents about organizations?
My existence, my growth, my development in my academic career is largely through the vehicles of our various organizations. The Southeastern Surgical, known for its resident-friendly demeanor, is a place where I moderate residents. My residents come every year to present. The college, you mentioned, the largest organization of us has political, social, fellowship implications, and it's been every year for 30 years. The organization of where I go on in October, and we check in, really. My mentors through the college, through regional associations, the Southeastern Surgical, the Southern, and the Society of Black Academic Surgeons, all have memorable points in my career that are punctuated by the mentoring, the support, the encouragement that I've gotten through these organizations. It's as much part of my academic career as my going to work every day.
As much as the CME is important, the networking is important too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know this is an interesting year for you because you're taking out a sabbatical year from being a chair. Tell me about sabbaticals and what made you decide to do this.
Well, it was primarily health. I'm a basketball junkie, and I had some injury in my hip 25 years ago that gradually got to the point where my immobility and pain was such that I actually didn't realize how much pain I was in. I'd stopped running on the treadmill 5 years ago because it was pounding too much. Tried everything, platelet-rich plasma injections, aspiration of calcification from my psoas tendon. And my weekend basketball crew had two other guys that had gotten hips replaced and are back playing. And of course the surgeon of the group was the last one to get it done. So my sabbatical started on July 1st of 2019. I had an anterior approach on July 29th. It was the first month to get in the best shape I could. And I should have done it 3 years ago. It also had major implications for where I was in my career, having been a chair for 11 and a half years, at a point where my son, my only child, had graduated from Maryland last May and then transferred to play his graduate year of football, last year of eligibility at Howard. And so the sabbatical allowed me to aggressively rehabilitate in a way that I never would have done as chair. Allowed my wife and I to be deeply involved in our son's games, and allowed us to do some of the outcomes research projects that I wouldn't have been able to follow as intensively if I had the academic and administrative responsibilities of the chair. So it's been great, spiritually, family-wise, professionally, and in the application, I joke, I tell my colleagues, particularly my colleagues outside of medicine, that I put a phrase in my last paragraph in the application that goes to the provost of the university. I said I would also like to explore this rumor I had heard for 30 years. He said, what rumor? Do you know that there's some Americans that leave work on Friday afternoon and come back on Monday morning? It's the most, it's the most incredible thing. And it is an incredible thing. So it's been a great year, and yet I've been able to continue to maintain my professional responsibilities, come to meetings such as this. Even on sabbatical, I wrote 22 letters for students that wanted to go into surgery. And so it allowed me to do all the things I love doing without doing all the things that I had to do. And I'd recommend it to people depending on where they are in their life.
Well, I couldn't think of a better Sherman lecturer than you. It's been our honor to talk to Dr. Eddie Cornwell, Chairman of Surgery at Howard University and great basketball player. Eddie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the hyperbole.
That was marvelous.